This hurts so bad. Three, two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of the Showerpodcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower injured and you do you. So, I'm not joking. This hand is functional, and also my feet, my right foot is not really there. Um, so I just came back from a paddle training session where I twisted my ankle, fell on my left hand, leaving me with both my the right ankle and my left hand absolutely KO. And there isn't really something specific that I want to talk about, but what better moment to discuss about injuries and not feeling healthy besides the moment where you are injured or let's say do not feel that well. Fortunately for me, my immunity system is quite good. So overall, I don't get sick all that often throughout the year, but I am absolutely sure that at least one episode within the whole year will have me, let's say, either with a runny nose or not feeling all that great. Does it mean that I have to do the episode? Not necessarily, but I can do again something minimal to, let's say, have a relative effort based on my availability. So I imagine that at least once in your life you have been either injured or you didn't feel necessarily at best. I hope that none of you ever suffered more, but unfortunately there is also that possibility. And it's during those moments that you wish that your past self wasn't so presumptuous on assuming that everything will be fine. Because now for me, for example, given that it's my left hand, it's still pretty easy to do stuff. But for example, just showering or let's say getting undressed was a challenge. And what I mean by that is that the automatic thing that you have in your mind and the things that you want to do without thinking suddenly are not possible anymore. And I am lucky enough that this is something temporary. I'd say 2 to 3 days, I should be back on track. Fortunately, nothing is really broken. I will put some ice on it and I'll absolutely let it rest. But let's say I cannot guarantee that, I can guarantee, that I will be back as I was, let's say, this evening. I want to get a bit, to the core of this. How is it possible that, because the thing that fascinates me is that during these moments of need and these moments of, let's say, when you are not at your best and you can do less, sometimes we end up doing more. And I think it's a system in our mind that just tells us that, or it's the survival instinct that kicks in. In the end, we are built for that as much as we think that we are made to do podcasts and work office jobs. It's not necessarily our go-to function. And it's amazing how the body just reacts in all these ways to keep you going and to, let's say, intervene as little as possible to your activities. Specifically, we still have the free will to do the bad things. It's just because the body is trying to say, if you want to now push or twist your hand, my mind will send all the signals and it will try to explain to me in every possible way that I shouldn't be doing that. But if I really wanted, I could still do it. And this kind of those are the same mechanisms, let's say, that we should be looking forward to using and let's say leveraging when we are doing things on a day-to-day basis. When you look or when you use, let's say, your body at most, let's say in normal circumstances when you're not injured and you want to do something, you want to do a sprint or you want to, let's say get up an incredible amount of weight, lift. Sorry, the word wasn't coming to my mind. You want to lift an amazing amount of weight, the body is trying to do the same thing, and it's utilizing, let's say, everything that you have at your best. Whereas on a normal day-to-day basis, when you put yourself in a condition where you're not required to do more and you are able to be at rest, your body and your mind will do absolutely anything to keep you there. And I don't want to say, go out and get injured, because then you'll appreciate more what you have and you'll be able to do more. Let's say it would be a bit twisted to say that. But at the same time, try to rationalize, let's say, in these moments, how you feel, how it is, let's say, not to be able to do all the things that you wanted to do, and even more specifically, at the same pace that you're used to doing. It always gives me, the examples back when I was in university and I, let's say, left or, let's say, pushed my studying sessions towards the end, or at least a brief period before the exam, assuming that I will be able to give it all my best and, being there 8 hours and doing it as it's, doing everything that's necessary to get there. And indeed, it is possible to do that if you are at your best, but what happens if you get injured? What happens if you don't feel good? What then? So always, let's push ourselves within a reasonable limit and within a reasonable amount of effort, so that if and only if something bad happens, you'll still be able to maintain your routine and do the things that you want to do. At the same time, if you feel good, do more, and absolutely, as I said before, push your body to the limit. But try to be a bit more responsible than myself. Having said that, I think it's time for me to really go and put some more ice on this hand. But I wanted to do this because, again, it's a special moment for me. It hurts so bad. And now I'll try to switch or keep the microphone in my other hand. Okay, parked in there. Ouch. This was episode 37 of the Shower Podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Leave a like, tell me a story of any moment, let's say you got injured recently. I'd be happy to know more. I hope that none of you, have that kind of stories, but if you do, please let me know. And see you at the next one.